Hello students, today we are going to discuss the next poem, that is Animals. It is written by Walt Whitman. Let us discuss about the poet. The poet Walt Whitman was a major figure in early American poetry. He broke the tradition of rhymed and metrical poetry. He was famous for writing a revolutionary new kind of poetry which was written in free verse. There was no rhyming scheme, and that is known as free verse. The poem Animals is from his work Song of Myself in Leaves of Grass. So he is one of the very important American poets, and he made a break with tradition and wrote a revolutionary new kind of poetry where rhyming scheme was not required. He was a non-conformist in all respects, including his social life also. Let us discuss the theme of the poem. In this poem, Walt Whitman has made a comparison between human beings and animals. In his poem, he has pointed out the evils present inside the human brain, which he thinks animals don't have. You know that human beings are always jealous. They scheme, they criticize, they hate people, and they pull down each other's legs. So in this way, they hate each other, they destroy each other, they kill each other, and they harass each other. But nothing of this sort is present in the world of animals, because animals are devoid of all such kind of vices. That is why he thinks that animals are much better than human beings. He also wishes to become an animal because he thinks animals are far better than human beings. Nowadays, as the human beings are becoming morally degraded, it may happen that human beings may feel that animals may provide them a better company than human beings who cannot be relied upon. Human beings are greedy and full of jealousy against each other, but animals are calm and self contained. The animals are happy with what they have. They never complain about miseries and sorrows. On the other hand, human beings complain about their miseries. They are always complaining. Whatsoever they possess, they are always complaining and complaining. They are never satisfied. They give more importance to the rich and strong people. We ignore the poor people, the downtrodden people. Stay restless. We are not even able to sleep properly, take rest properly because of our wrongdoings, and run behind the luxuries of the world. We just want comfort and luxury. Whereas animals are honest about their relations, they don't try to pretend, they don't try to fool others, and don't give importance to a particular class like rich or poor or strong or weak or whatever. They live a life which is full of honesty without any greed and jealousy. So sometimes human beings may become completely disillusioned by human beings themselves and would like to better stay in the company of animals. Let us see the first stanza. I think I could turn and live with animals. Here, what Walt Whitman is telling us that he feels more at home with animals than human beings, whom he finds very complicated, very complex, and false. He wants to say that he wants to go to the animals and he wants to live in their company. They are so placid and self contained. Placid means calm and peaceful. Self contained means they are self satisfied. I stand and look at them long and long, and he enjoys their company so much so that he wants to stand there and would like to admire there and live in their company. In this stanza, you can see assonance has been used here as I think I live with animals. The vowel I has been repeated. The repetition of the word long is also done in the second line. Anaphora means the beginning of the sentence with the same word or phrase. And here both the lines are beginning with I. Second stanza. They do not sweat and whine about their condition. You know that human beings are always crying and complaining about their condition. They cannot eat and sleep peacefully. On the other hand, the animals are completely at peace and they have nothing to worry about. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. You know, first we human beings commit sins, then we weep and we are not able to sleep. So, this is our behavior. But there is nothing of this kind of weeping and the guilt consciousness because of the sins committed among the animals. They do not make me sick discussing their duty to God. Human beings are very much habitual of showing off. They even show off how much they are devoted towards the God also, how much they are praying to God and giving donations to God and how good they are. Not one is dissatisfied. But if we look at animals, no one is dissatisfied with their life. Not one is demented or disturbed with the mania of owning things. We human beings always have a craze that we like to possess more and more of materialistic things. We feel very happy and satisfied to find and get more things like car and house and more of luxurious and items that provide us luxury and comfort. So we are very much crazy and obsessed about them, but animals are not. See the literary devices. Anaphora has again been used in this stanza. The three lines are starting with the same phrase, they do not, they do not. So, here it is repeated words at the beginning of two or more consecutive lines. Then a metaphor has also been used here in this stanza. Sweat and whine refer to the cries and complaints of human beings who are always dissatisfied. Third stanza. Here we see that not one kneels to another. If we look at animals, they don't have rich and poor, a person of higher status and lower status. So no one has to respect the other. No one is worthy of more respect. Everybody is equal. So not one of the animal kneels to the other animal, nor to his kind that lived thousands of years ago. nor even to the ancestors. We human beings are always bowing and bending before our ancestors, but they don't require to bow before their ancestors and pay their respect. Not one is respectable or unhappy over the whole earth. There is nobody who is worthy to be respected, and so nobody is unhappy that is not respected and he is less than the others. Everybody is equal among the animals. So they show their relations to me and I accept them. And animals are very true, and these animals are very honest about their relations. They are not deceiving as human beings try to be very sweet, but otherwise they hurt a lot. So human beings are not at all true to their relations. They bring me tokens of myself. And the poet here wants to say that I am able to see all the virtues and qualities of human beings being embodied in these animals. So, all the good qualities of human beings are seen among the animals, and these qualities have vanished from the human beings. They evince, they indicate. What they indicate? Them plainly in their possession. And all these good qualities like innocence, kindness, and truthfulness, honesty are very simply possessed by the animals nowadays. And if you will try to find the same qualities among the human beings, you will not find them at all. See the literary device used here, metaphor. The inner qualities of humans are referred to as tokens, tokens of myself. Let us see the fourth stanza. I wonder where they get those tokens. Did I pass that way huge times ago and negligently dropped them? So now the poet is trying to make a guess that what has happened, how we have missed our virtues. Have we just negligently dropped them, carelessly dropped them, and the animals have taken them, or we have completely forgotten about them? So the poet is trying to make a guess here that all these qualities once possessed, all these virtues like kindness, self-containment, innocence, once possessed by human beings, have now passed on to the animals. And during the time, human beings have just gained or learned vices like greed, like jealousy. So, what have we done? Have we just dropped them carelessly and forgotten about them? Animals have carried forward the real instincts that human beings have forgotten. So at last the poet introspects himself and says that from where the animals got those good qualities. He further questions himself that where his own good qualities are gone. Did he left them or had carelessly lost them somewhere? The qualities that were found in human beings in the past, like innocence, kindness, truthfulness, are now seen in animals. He wonders that they have been passed on to the animals. Thus, in this poem, Walt Whitman has described that the will to become an animal, he really wishes, he really desires to become an animal because he thinks animals are far better than human beings. Human beings are greedy and full of jealousy against each other, but animals are calm and composed and satisfied. The animals are happy with what they have. They never complain about miseries and sorrows. On the other hand, Human beings complain about their problems, their miseries. They give more importance to the rich people, the strong people. They bend before them, they pay their respect. They are restless because of their wrongdoings and crimes and sins, and run behind the luxurious things of this world. Whereas animals are honest about their relations and don't give importance to a particular class. They live a life which is full of honesty and less of greed and jealousy. In this way, students, we understand that if the human beings continue to become morally degraded, a day may come when human beings will seek the company of animals rather than human beings. They will not be able to live with each other at all. So, this is what Walt Whitman has warned us. I hope that you have understood this poem well. Try to revise this and comprehend.